Hi guys, so we'll be solving an O-level past paper question from the year 2015. The session is October-November. This is question number 10. In this question, we'll draw a histogram, find the mean and median, and use probability to solve a few more questions. So let's get into it. The question reads, the length of time taken by 80 drivers to complete a particular journey is summarized in the table below. They've given us this table right here. Part A says, using a scale of 2 cm to represent 10 minutes, draw a horizontal axis for times from 60 minutes to 130 minutes. Choose a suitable scale for the vertical axis and draw a histogram to represent this information. I've already taken the liberty of putting down the x and y values on the x and y axis. For example, this right here is 2 centimeters to represent 10 minutes, and this goes on from 60 to 130. And then for this part over here, I'm going to tell you what happened over here. Why are these values 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? If you look at the table right here, the class width, if I write all the class widths over here, from 60 to 80, that's 20, that's a difference of 20. And then from 80 to 90, that's a difference of 10. From 90 to 95, that's a difference of 5. From 95 to 100, that's a difference of 5 as well. From 100 to 110, that's a difference of 10. And from 110 to 130, that's a difference of 20. So the class widths are not equal. However, over here, the values are ranging from 1 to 5. So basically what we have to do, we first have to find the frequency density of all of these values so that we can plot them on the histogram. So let's complete this table and let's add another row for the frequency density. So the frequency density would be when the frequency would be divided by the class width over here. 4 divided by 20 would give us 0.2. Then 10 divided by 10 would give us 1. 14 divided by 5, let's use a calculator for this, sorry. 14 divided by 5 gives us 2.8. So we write it over here, 2.8. Then 20 divided by 5 gives us 4. Then 24 divided by 10 gives us 2.4. And then 8 divided by 20 gives us 0.4. So this frequency density is supposed to be the y-axis or the y values over here on this histogram. One second, let me remove this. Okay, so let's label this as the frequency density and let's start plotting the values. So from 60 to 80, it is about 0.2. 0.2 would be somewhere around here. So I draw a horizontal line up till 80 and I shade this part. Okay, that's the first class interval. Then the next one would be from 80 to 90, making it 1. From 80 to 90, it will go like this. And this would be the bar of the histogram for this class interval from 80 to 90. Okay, the next one would be from 90 to 95. From 90 to 95 is somewhere around here. Okay, let's use a scale for this because this the y value is supposed to be 2.8. So 2.8 is going to be somewhere around here. Let's draw these values. One second, and let's shade this region. So this entire region right here, that's the one that's shaded. If you can see, this is for the third class interval. The next one would be from 95 to 100. That means this is going to be over here. Let's make another bar for this one. It is going to be all the way up till 4. So we draw a bar that goes all the way up till 4 like this. One second, sorry, goes like this, and we shade this region. So this is the region that is going to be represented by this class interval. The next one is from 100 to 110. From 100 and 110, it is going to be 2.4, which is supposed to be 1, 2, 3, 4, somewhere, one second, 1, 2, 3, 4, around here. Okay, I'm going to draw it manually. So this is the bar that represents this class interval. I hope all of this is visible. And then it is going to be from 110 to 130. From 110 to 130, one second. Yeah, from 110 to 130, it's going to be 0.4, which is going to be 1, 2, 3, and 4 over here. This is the bar that represents this class interval. Okay, so our histogram is complete. I hope all these values are visible. I couldn't shade it better, but this is the histogram. This is what it looks like. Let's move on. The next part says, in which of the intervals does the median time lie? So in order to find the median, first we have to look at the total number of drivers, that are 80 drivers. We find the half of 80 first. We divide it by 2. So the 40th term, wherever the 40th term lies, that is going to be the median time. So let's see. Let's remove these first, and let's remove these as well. 1 second, let us be clear about this. Okay, so let's do this in black. So from 4 to 10, that's going to be 14. Then from 14 to 14, that's going to be 28. And then from 28 to another 20, if you add another 20, this includes the 40th term. So that means this right here would be the median time. So the value over here is supposed to be 95 is less than x, which is less than 100, or t perhaps, not x. T is going to be the variable in the middle. So you write t over here and your answer over here. 95 less than t, which is less than 100. The next part says calculate an estimate of the mean time taken to complete the journey. Now you must be wondering, why did I draw this table first? The reason is because first we need to find the x values. The x is supposed to represent all the middle values of these class intervals. And the frequency, of course, you know the frequency is f of x, means you multiply the middle values with the frequency, and whatever you get, write it in these boxes. Okay, so let's do that. Let's first find the middle values. 1 second. Okay, so over here in our graph, in our table, between 60 and 80, the middle value, I'm going to write it over here. The x values are going to be over here. The middle value is going to be 70 for this one. And then from 80 to 90, the middle value is going to be 85. From 90 to 95, the middle value is going to be 92.5. And for the median, which is 95 to 100, the middle value is going to be 97.5. Then from 100 to 110, it is going to be 105. And then from 110 to 130, it is going to be 120. Okay, so let's put these values in the table that we have at the second page. So 70, then 85, 70, then 85, then I think it was 92.5, then 97.5. Okay, the next value was 105 and 120. So this is going to be 105 and this is going to be 120. The frequency for the first box was 4, then 10, then 14, then 20. Let's put these values: 4, 10, 14 and 20. Then for 105 and above, 124 and 28. So this is going to be 24 and 28. Sorry, not 28, just 8. Yeah. Okay. So we have 4, 10, 14, 20, 24 and 8. These get multiplied with the x values, which are the middle values. So 70 times 4 gives us 280. 85 times 10 gives us 850. 92.5 times 14 gives us 1295. 97.5 times 20 gives us 1950. Then 105 times 24 gives us 2520. Then 120 times 8 gives us 960. Okay, now over here let's add the frequencies and the f of x's, because we need them to find we need these values to find the mean. So the total frequency, of course, that's given in the question itself is 80. Now let's add the fx values. So 280 plus 850 plus 1295 plus 1950 plus 2520 plus 960, and this gives us 7855. So how to calculate the mean? The mean would be the sum of fx divided by the sum of f. So the sum of fx is 7855 and the sum of f is 80. You divide the two, 7855 divided by 80, and the value comes out to be 98.2. So you write your answer over here, 98.2 minutes. The next part says one driver is chosen at random. Calculate the probability that this driver took 95 minutes or less for the journey. Let's look at the table above. 95 minutes or less. Okay, So if we talk about 95 minutes or less, let's do this in another color. Let's do this in blue so that it's much more visible. 95 or less means anything below this blue line. So that means 4, 10, 14 out of the total number of people, which are 80. So you have 4 plus 10 plus 14 over the total people, that's 80. 4 plus 10 is 14. 14 plus 14 is going to be 28. So the probability is 28 over 80. If you want, you can simplify it, or you can just write the answer over here, 28 over 80. The next part says 2 of the 80 drivers are chosen at random. Calculate the probability that both took more than 100 minutes for the journey. Okay, so both took more than 100 minutes. Let's do it in red so that it's visible. Let's remove the blue color from here. So both of them took more than 100 minutes. That means anything above this red line, which includes 24 and 8. So when you add 24 and 8, this makes it 32. But the question says 2 drivers are chosen. Two drivers are chosen out of the 80 drivers. So 24 plus 8 was 32. Out of 80, that's for the first driver. If you choose the second one, since from the total, one gets subtracted, so this becomes 79. And from the drivers who took more than 100 minutes, one also gets subtracted, so this becomes 31. So when you multiply 32 by 31, this gives us 992, and when you multiply 80 by 79, this gives us 6320. You can simplify it if you want, or you can write the value over here. 992 divided by 6320, that's the probability. The last part says calculate the probability that one took 80 minutes or less and the other took more than 110 minutes. Okay, now this is a tricky one. One took 80 minutes or less and the other one took more than 100 minutes. So there are 2 possibilities over here. Let's do this in green and let's increase the size of the pencil. So the question says 80 minutes or less. 80 minutes is supposed to be over here. 80 minutes or less means 4 out of 32 drivers. 4 out of 80 drivers, not 32. So you write 4 over 80 for the first one, and since you've chosen one driver already, that the next one is going to be 79. And how many above 110 minutes? There are about 8 drivers, so you write 8 over here. You write 8 over here. But what if the second driver was chosen first and the first driver was chosen later? So this flips the probability and makes it 8 over 80 times 4 over 79. You can also use either one of these brackets and find the probability by multiplying the product by 2. So when you do 4 times 8, this gives us 32 over 8 times 80 times 79. 8 times 79 gives us 6320 plus 8 times 4, 32, again 32 over 6320. When you add the 2 up, 32 times 2, this becomes 64 over 6320. That's your final probability. You write your answer over here, 64 over 6320, and we're done with the question. I hope this question made sense. The complete working of the entire question is present in the description below for you to download. If you like this video, hit the subscribe button, and thank you so much for watching.